Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me at the Lonely Vine. So, Wednesday, keeping my theme, my consistency thing going. Wednesdays is my under $20 day. So I've been doing some research for a future post, and I found something interesting on one of the wines that I actually happen to have. It fit the profile, it's about a $16 wine. So I'm like, hey, a couple of points I can bring up on this one. It'll be a little interesting. Plus, it's a varietal that maybe not a lot of you had. I'm sure most of you have had it, but it's actually a good one if you are new to wine. This is a good one to seek out. And what I'm talking about is Gruner Veltliner. This is an Austrian grape. It is grown in other places around the world, but its home, its sweet spot where you're going to primarily find it is going to be Austria. So the one I have is the Hirsch Gruner Veltliner, and if I'm mispronouncing any of those names, and it's about to get really bad, from within Austria, this is from the Niederösterreich region. I'm sure I just butchered that, but hey. So what the label on this, you gotta love the label on this. There's like a body, human body. It looks like he's smoking a cigar, and he's got a drink in one hand, and then he's got a deer or elk head on him. There's all kinds of art, pencil drawings up here, but this is the Hirsch Veltliner #1. And the interesting thing I saw about Hirsch is means deer or elk or something like that. But I was reading that the maker of this, I don't know what their label was before, but they changed it to this, the cartoonish deer, and they saw their sales go up 5 times, by a factor of 5 in the U.S. And one of what I'm working on for a future episode is talking about how important the labels are when we're picking out wine. So I saw that a 5 times increase in sales, factor 5, that it is a grape a lot of you may not have had, and that it's under 20 bucks. Bam, gotta try it, right? So let's get right into it. It is a screw top, if that makes any difference to anybody. Color wise, look at that, straw yellow, pretty typical. When you're looking at the white wines, as far as like the color goes, you're kind of looking at 3 things. There's the ones that are really clear, they're almost water-like. And then you've got these straw yellow, this is where going to be a lot of them are. And then you can get into the golden color as well. If you get a lot of age, you can start getting into, some brown kind of colors or something like that. But you're not going to see that in most of the wines that I try here, or probably that you try at home, unless you're kind of, rolling. So I'm getting a lot of aromatics off this already. So let's get my nose down into it. Okay, so I get a lot of green apple. I get a lot of like a peach. Kind of tight though. I get a little bit of that wet stone, wet rock, river rock coming through. I was expecting to get some white pepper, but I'm really not getting it. That's kind of a telltale sign of a Gruner, of a groovy, as some like to call it. One other thing on this, 11.5 alcohol, so a nice low alcohol percentage. Okay, let's get it on the palate. Okay, so a lot of that green apple, a lot of sour, that sour kind of green, Granny Smith green apple coming through. I get some of that minerality. There's a bit of, you know, on the, it's got a good long finish to it. You know, it's that sour aspect of it that's really trailing into the back of my mouth. Really crisp, good acidity to it. You know, this would be a great food pairing wine. There's some good, you know, citrus, some like lemon, lime coming through on this. Really fresh, really vibrant. You know, and on the finish, there's just this. There. Yeah, you know, there is this a little bit of bitterness to it, and I like it. It's, you know, when I say it's a little bit bitter, I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's not overly bitter. It's not anything that's like, you know, contorting my face or anything like that. But it's good. You know, I enjoy it. You know, this is a good $15, $16. You know, it's gonna pair with a lot of stuff. It's gonna be something that you probably haven't tried a lot of. It's a way to, you know, a good way to try something new. You know, if you like Rieslings, if you like, you know, those high acid kind of wines, you know, most of the winemakers in Austria that are making a Gruner Veltliner are making Riesling as well. You know, the Rieslings. You know, one interesting thing about the Gruner is, you know, like with the Rieslings, it does really well on the really steep slopes. You know, when you look at like the Moselle in Germany, you know, places that are really known for their Riesling, they're making them on the sides of cliffs, basically. Just, you know, super steep, tons of drainage. The Gruner, it does a little bit better, not on flat lands, but on less sloped lands. So kind of the foothills or the foot of those, you know, those cliffs or those big steep hills that maybe they're growing the Riesling on top. You know, the Gruners might be a little bit more on the bottom as it kind of, you know, transitions to flatter land. I don't know why I brought that up. I crossed my mind and apparently just had to be blurted out. Yeah. Yeah, green apple, lemon, lime, you know, that citrusy acidity's coming through, and then there's some peach, some pear, you know, a little bit of that bitterness and a good strong finish. This is a good one. And you know, this is one you can probably find. I'll put it up here again, the Hirsch 2010 Gruner Veltliner. I was going to try and say the region again, but we'll skip that. You know, so I say if you can find this one, I say give it a try. And to boot, it's a Terry Thies selection, you know, and from previous posts, articles that you've seen from me, you know, I'm a fan of most Terry Thies selections. So. Good stuff. It's nice to have a good, you know, I think my last under 20 didn't do so well. So it's good. It's nice to have one that I say, you know, go out, seek it out, give it a try. Let's see. Question for the show, since I'm having it. How many of you have had a Gruner Veltliner, and what did you think? That's it. Simple question. That's it. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, a great hump day. And until next time should be Fun Friday. See, I hope to have a good show for that one. Like I ever hope to have a bad show, right? But anyway, until next time, cheers.